you know what, but I want to hear about Neill's Wembley experience with Sleep Token, because that was a gig.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I saw Sleep Token at Wembley, and I've been looking forward to this gig for months and months. It was on end of December, I think, 9th, 10th, can't remember. It was on in December, and it was a magical experience, like you would expect it to be honest, because it's a Sleep Token gig and they're a little bit magical. So it was a sold-out gig, but I managed somehow to have the seats next to me empty, which I'm not complaining about.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I know. So the support act was a band called Health, which they're a band from LA. All right. Imagine, they're not the main act. They're not
Never heard of them.
No, I haven't. I haven't. If you imagine Placebo, the Pet Shop Boys, and Sleep Token all rolled into one somehow.
Yeah, I know.
But without. Well, yeah. I mean, they were all right. I mean, I overheard people talking about them in the bogs afterwards, and they were saying, "Yeah, I like them, but I don't know if I like them because I'm here at a massive gig, and I've just watched them play."
And there's no other choice, and
Well, they were good. They were all right, but I don't think I'll be following them. So then Sleep Token arrive, and I've seen them several times before in smaller venues, obviously, because this was at Wembley. But this was by far the biggest show I have seen of theirs in terms of staging. The choir, the three ladies in usually in long black cloaks, were stood about 10 foot high up on a large block, stage right, and they were actually moving, because normally they just stand there like that. But they were doing sexy dance moves all the way through like that, and it was great. But speaking of dancing, they actually had 4 female dancers. Just dancers who would come on and gyrate in a coordinated and very unexpected way, if you've ever seen a Sleep Token gig before.
I must know.
But as for the band, 2, 3 and 4 have all had new masks made. Not just masks, but sort of costumes as well. Some nice sort of leather jackets with lots of designs on. It's just amazing, really nice stuff. Before they were just all in black fabric, but these are the properly constructed masks, Slipknot style, or as someone said, sleep knot, which I thought was quite clever. But 2 on his drums was up high. Stage left at a similar height to the choir. But as well as new masks, the band seemed to have got new costumes and a complete different look. So it seems to be pointing towards a heavier sort of style, perhaps in the coming up. That's what we see as Sleep Token fans. We're sort of guessing at.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Absolutely. 3 was in attendance, the bassist, doing all his high kicks, and he was missing the last few gigs in Germany for personal reasons. We don't want to know what was going on particularly, but he missed them, but was there for Wembley, which was great. Because no matter what's going on, if you've got a Wembley gig booked, you're turning up, aren't you? You're forgetting your troubles.
The birth of your first child pales in comparison to a sold-out Wembley show. I'm sorry, but
so.
I'm like I would be there.
Yeah.
I would FaceTime. I would have like my phone clipped to the mic stand with the FaceTime, and I'd make it work. Trust me.
Yes, you'd do it, wouldn't you?
It would have to be the case. 100%. Yeah.
But 3 had got red hair. Red long hair. He's got long. I always thought he had long hair, but you could never see it. You could just see his sort of bun in his sort of lycra, and I was like, "Oh, he's got long hair because he's all tied up in a bun." But he's got it exposed now, and it's all dyed red with a lot of fresh-looking body art and red body paint. They just looked fantastic. So they want, but I think if you were going to do your Wembley gig, you would put the effort in, wouldn't you? You'd make sure that everything was absolutely on point, and I really think they did. Vessel appeared, as he usually does, in his black cloak and his white and red mask, with the gob paint. Sort of, see, I'm not doing this justice really, but he has his gob exposed for the live gigs so that he can sing and be heard clearly without sounding like this.
Yeah.
Because that'd sound a bit shit, wouldn't it, for a Wembley gig? But it's all nicely done, you know. It's all sort of lace and detail, and it's all beautiful. But he was there in his black cloak, black paint all over his torso and his arms, and he did a fantastic performance of Vor, which is one of the more heavy tracks in their repertoire, and several other tracks accompanied by laser beams and colourful lighting. It was just a spectacle. I didn't notice any difference in his voice until about halfway through the gig. With the lights off, everyone left the stage. Then the musical intro to the next song stopped. And after a few moments, the lights were up again in white, revealing a deserted stage. A standard man, you know, just an ordinary looking bloke, who was clearly not part of the performance, walked on stage with Vessel walking behind him. Jeff walked on stage.
Good old Jeff.
Yeah, to save the day.
Jeff the hype man.
With Vessel behind him, and he walked up to the mic, live mic, and said to the audience, Vessel can't sing. He's not well. You'll have to sing instead. He'll still appear on stage and he might sing the odd line or two, but he's not able to carry on.
Can I just stop you there?
Go on.
This is the thing that I wasn't there, so I can't comment on your experience and the fans' experience.
Yeah.
But for me, with Sleep Token, did it not kill the vibe a little bit with a random bloke coming out saying, "Hey up, lads, Vessel can't sing, yeah? So you're gonna have to fucking sing for him like Robbie Williams did at fucking Nebworth." Like, could I guess it was last
the
minute.
owner of the blue Ford Fiesta, please. Fucking,
Like,
it's a bit. It does kill the atmosphere a bit.
I get it was last minute, but there could have been something.
Well,
I wasn't there.
Yeah, it did, kind of. I mean, to be honest, we were all in shock at that point.
I bet.
Because we hadn't really... I mean, I hadn't noticed... I mean, whether he was miming or something, I don't think he was.
No.
But it didn't... I hadn't noticed anything... You know, but obviously if you're up there belting it out and you don't think you're going to give it your best at your Wembley performance, and you've got a dry throat or whatever... I mean, he must have been absolutely gutted. He must have been.
Their biggest show.
Yeah.
Like
that is shit for him.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, what I will say is the reviews coming out of it has been fucking phenomenal. I don't think it's affected it. But that night, he must have felt like utter shite.
Yeah.
Like, utter shite.
But I mean, I couldn't tell if he'd have carried on the gig as was without Jeff walking out.
Yeah.
I would have been none the wiser. I mean, but you see, the CD. That's it. Listen, this is how old I am. The lyrics, the vocals on the CD next to a live gig are always going to be different. You might hear some bum notes, maybe. Because I mean they're on tour constantly, and you live a life, don't you? You might go out partying, between gigs. I don't know. Everyone's different, but you don't expect a perfect vocal.
Dead by nine, me, Neil.
You don't expect
least interesting. The least interesting person on any tour is the vocalist, because you are the fucking.
Yeah.
You are literally the mood sponge, because you're like I can't fucking eat this, and I can't go there, and I can't have any drink, and literally I am so, it's so like, oh, you fuckers, because everyone else can like just go to Mackey's and fucking smash a big dirty little burger, and like, you know, I like, you've got to try and respect your instrument. It's really annoying.
This is true.
So I feel his pain, like, and I don't tour anywhere near as much as some like these major bands. Do you know what I mean? Like they are touring constantly. Yeah. Their voices must be fucking hammered, and it's like, if you've ever got like pulled a hamstring and then or broke a leg, and then someone goes, "Come on, keep running." Do you know what I mean? It's pain. It's a physical instrument. It's a physical thing you throw. Like, it goes beyond sore throat when you literally you can feel the back of your throat touching, almost like enclosed on itself, like. And no amount of warm ups or hot tea or fucking lemon and honey or whatever the fuck people recommend is ever gonna fix that muscle from eventually just having its moment of just being like, no, I need a rest now, I need a break.
Yeah.
So I feel for him big time, and like what a moment to have that, and you're fucking again the pinnacle of your existence as a musician is to play like Wembley. If you're a British rock band, do you know what I mean? So that moment in time that he's probably been dreaming about since fucking time immemorial, since he was a kid, is stumbled on by that. But it, like Eamon said, it didn't stop it. The fan base knew they've understood that. You've obviously got on board with it. Apart from Jeff, the poor bastard, having to get dragged out there.
Fucking poor Jeff.
It's sort of, it's still pulled through. It still sounds like an amazing show. I would have loved to have seen that. And if someone had forewarned me and said, do you know what I mean, Vessel's going to struggle to sing this show, I'd have still fucking, if I could have got a ticket because they sold out that fast, I still would have gone with that knowledge just because, they're awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, well, what happened was, the next song, he was dancing around and doing his sort of movements on stage, and the audience absolutely belting it out, knowing every single word. I tell you what, if you ever go to a Sleep Token gig, everybody knows the fucking words. It's amazing just to hear how loud everybody is singing. The people around me, people standing, it was just incredible. It was like being in, I imagine, sort of like a church choir where everybody knows the words and everybody sings along. But I mean, it's weird as well for a Sleep Token gig, for someone on stage to address the audience. That doesn't happen. You go to a Sleep Token gig, they just play. They don't talk to you at all. I mean, three without a microphone will shout and sort of be the hype man. But I mean, for Jeff to come out, God love him. But the audience was very sympathetic. Vessel was given a round of applause, and it was. The rest of the night, he did join in some of the other tracks. I think, particularly songs where it's just piano and vocal. Bit tough just to play the piano part on that. You've got to take part in Atlantic because it's quite a slow sort of emotional song. But he definitely got a second wind. But everyone I spoke to there was super hyped to see the show. I mean, for some people, it was their first time seeing them. Other people had seen many performances, but the reaction to the entire gig was just amazement at what they were seeing.
It looked incredible, and didn't you try and go to like the merch pop-up prior as well that they were doing?
Yes. There was at the Black Heart.
Yeah,
that was incredible. Now, so imagine the Black Heart with a queue all the way down the street, full of eager beavers. So then all the way down the next street, and all the way down the next street, full of people, all eagerly waiting to get into the Black Heart and look at the cagoules with the logo on. I saw some of the. I mean, I'm sure it was very nice merch, but it was special merch not available in the store, their online store. This was other stuff that they thought, we're going to get loads more people, we're going to get loads more interest, people are going to want a memento, let's get some more stuff made up. So they had cagoules.
I have a I don't want to derail this.
Go on.
Because I've been thinking about derailing it all night, but I'm going to derail it now. Like, we had... So, yeah, that's a good picture of the Sleep Token queue, right? That's fucking insane. Pop-up store. Now, Bring Me have done the pop-up stores this time round. A lot of bands are doing it. Now, a part of it was, I thought, to cut out the venue merch fees so that they could sell things slightly cheaper. That's what initiated some of these stores.
Yeah.
Like, you had, I think, Barry Tomorrow, While She Sleeps definitely did it to cut out the venue like fees. And I don't know about Sleep Token, but Bring Me the Horizon.
Off.
Yeah. Bring Me the Horizon on their current tour, like, the t-shirts were 40 quid, either in the venue or in a pop-up store. There was no discount in price. There was a couple of limited designs in the pop-up stores, but it was all the same price. And I get it. They've got to make money. I don't, hate them for doing it. But surely the point of it in the first place is to reduce the cost for the gig goer. But
doing it for the fans, innit?
Yeah.
Give them a solid. Give them the reward of standing in that fucking queue. Yes, it's awesome showing that support. Yes, it's fucking great for those bands, but I would 100% be like, fucking hell, Mar. These people are waiting in the fucking rain for us in the middle of Manchester.
Give them 10 quid off.
Give them what they deserve.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Give them fucking some cash off them fucking t-shirts.
They've come out in the afternoon.
They've stood long and hard in that, and God bless them. For the same price as well. That's commitment, proper commitment.
Yeah, it's...
I feel like a right dickhead because I walked up to the first merch booth inside the arena and bought the top. It took me 2 minutes. My transaction time, 2 minutes.
Yeah, same.
If that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That includes getting my phone out and tapping it on the reader.
Same. I don't get me wrong.
So God bless the fucking people who stood in that.
I don't get me
God
wrong.
bless them.
Maybe 50 quid in a pop-up store goes more towards the band than 50 quid in the arena. But at least translate that to the fans, you know what I mean? It's a bit mad, but
yeah,
that's a whole other debate. I'm just derailing you here slightly, Neil.
No, that's fine. But either way, I mean, the message I'm trying to get across to you is go and watch them. If you ever get a chance, go and watch them.
Definitely. Is the next step for Sleep Token a full arena tour?
Oh, an arena tour? Well, who knows? I mean, the next step is actually a massive North American tour. So I don't know what's bigger, but they're constantly on tour.